kinds of groups. In Linux environment, we have a two kinds of groups, boss. Number one, number two. That's all. Number one, number two. Yes. See, observe carefully. Number one group is nothing but what? System defined or something called Linux defined, something called system defined, Linux defined, or something called personal, okay, something called private, oh, private groups or personal groups, okay, or something called primary groups, primary, personal groups, private groups, primary groups or system defined groups, yes. But what about the second type of groups, sir? Second type of groups we can also call as a secondary groups, secondary group, secondary. So this is nothing but what? A primary group. The first case is what? A primary, that's all. The first case is nothing but a primary group. The second is nothing but a secondary group, that's all. So all the primary groups are created by Linux by default. Okay, okay, understood. Yes, these groups are created by Linux only, not by you. Okay, okay. These groups are created by Linux only. That's all. But secondary groups are created by user. Oh, for our project purpose. Yes, for example, something called project one. This is my group. So project 2, this is another group, something called project 3, something called another group. Like that, there are so many groups are available, but we create these groups. These groups we can also call as a secondary groups. That's all. Secondary groups are nothing but created by users, but primary groups are nothing but created by Linux only. But you see the difference between the secondary groups and the primary groups. Yes, just open the group file and you can see the difference. Sir, can I use the primary groups names also? Yes, you can use the primary groups. But anyway, for our project working purpose, we are creating our own groups, not by Linux given groups. No, 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 no. We are working only our groups. That's all. Our groups, not by creating Linux groups. No. So that's why most of the time we will work with only our process groups, our groups. Our groups, nothing but what? Secondary groups. So simply an interviewer asks you, hey, how many groups are available inside a Linux? Please tell me. Hey, we have a two kinds of groups, primary groups and secondary groups. The primary groups nothing but created by Linux, and the secondary groups are created by users only. The secondary groups are nothing but for our project's purpose. That's all. But a secondary group information and primary group information will be updated inside a file. That file name is what? Group file. That's all. Group file. Primary group information and secondary group information will be updated in the same file. That file name is what? Group. So primary group info and secondary group info will be updated, or you can say stored, sto stored inside a group file only. That's all. Primary group information and the secondary group information will be updated or stored inside a group file only. So what is a group file? Yes, a group is a file which contains all the primary group information and the secondary group information also. Yes, like that we can. So now, just I created a user called use or something called Ravi double two. Ravi double two. User add Ravi double twos. Press enter button. User created. Right. Uh, group. 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 Add a group. Add something called ABC Bank. ABC Bank. group add ABC Bank. Okay, ABC Bank is my group name. That's all. Just press enter button. Okay, I created ABC Bank group and I created a user ad. Okay, but now the Linux will be updating a group information into group file only. But how you check the group file? Check one more time. So observe carefully, boss. Ravi user will also getting something, will also be getting group name and will also be getting something called group ID. Yeah, yeah. But what about ABC Bank? ABC Bank is also getting group ID and will be stored inside a group file only. Same thing. Yes, yes. Okay, check one more time. Sir, how to check the group file? Tail hyphen file etc passwd. Press enter button. Okay, this is our Ravi. This is our Ravi user details. I checked user details. But he's having something called 1015 group ID. 1015 group ID. Only this group ID information is available inside a Ravi. That's all. But go to group file. Just go to group file. Tail hyphen 5 etc group. That's all. Press enter button. Okay, okay, understood, sir. Yes, Ravi is available and ABC Bank is also available. But some people straight away, hey, Ravi, username, Manoj, username, but ABC Bank and project one, project two, group's name. No, 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 no. Don't confuse. Here, whenever you open any group file, the file contains the primary and secondary. Now, what is the primary, sir? What is the secondary? Now you tell me. Yes, ABC Bank. Oh, ABC Bank is nothing but what? Secondary group. That's all. ABC Bank is nothing but a secondary group. Okay. But what about something called, sir, Manoj Ravi? Yes, Ravi. This is and Manoj. Oh, these are all nothing but what? Something called primary groups. That's all. This is secondary and primary. Project one, project two, yes, secondary groups purpose only. Now, uh, this is what checking group details. You can also use getInt command, no problem. Or you also use tail command, but -5 is a flexible option. Why, sir? Why? Because it displays only 5 lines from the last. That's all. Last 5 lines will be displayed from the group file. That's why we are using tail file. That's all. Okay, this is the way we need to understand a group management, something called group. Okay, sir. Okay, I have one more doubt, sir. Uh, uh, Primary group and secondary groups available. Okay, no problem. But where should I place this group information inside my sudoers file? This is my question. Okay, open a sudoers file. You're telling that open sudoers file. But where should I place this information? Where should I place this group information? Because I want to provide something called access to my group members. But where should I place this group details and everything? Yes, simple. Just write down the group name, boss. That's all. Just write down the group name inside a sudoers file so that the group member will get an access. That's why. Otherwise, no person get the access. Okay, nobody can get an access. Okay, but how should I do that task? Simple, very simple. Okay, first of all, sir, please tell me how should add a members into this group? gpasswd. Okay, gpasswd. By using gpasswd, we can add a members into this particular group also. No problem. gpasswd. But how you add a members into gpasswd and everything, we'll see now, no problem. So for example, simple pause, very, very simple.